guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Be All In podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the history of our issues, of our problems, and what we're doing about it. Problems. Anyway, so Slick Day just ended.
Yes.
How was your Slick Day?
Oh my gosh, Slick Day was amazing. It was so much more fun, and I feel like every year it gets more and more fun because there's more people to celebrate it with.
That is
so
true.
There's a lot more hype around it, and like I went into the office on Slick Day, and like 3 of the team members were like ecstatic that it was Slick Day, and they matched my level that normally I bring in. So the fact that they were super excited just made it that more fun.
Do you remember the first Slick Day?
Way back 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
For you guys that are listening and you don't know what Slick Day is, it's our Johnny Slick's anniversary. So the anniversary of Johnny Slick's origin.
The slickest day of the
March
year.
7th, 2018 is when we launched publicly.
Yeah.
On the YouTube. And everything's gone up since. So like the first Slick Day we grilled, we did an inflatable. So kind of like the same thing we did this.
Much smaller scale.
Yeah, much smaller. Do you remember how many people were there? Like a dozen, right? A dozen people?
20?
20?
20 max.
Yeah. This year we had...
Well, closer to 100 for sure.
100, yeah, because 125.
That's how much food we ate.
Yeah,
Enough to serve 125.
So at least 100 people. That's so rad. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a looming question. What is your favorite product, Johnny Slick's?
So I've got 2 that tie. So I'm gonna break it and do 2.
You had this ready? You had them ready?
Yeah.
Out of every product.
What do you think my favorite product is?
Oh man. Don't
Look how I did that.
Reverse engineer womanize me like that. What do
Always
I think?
Answer a question with a question.
Shoot, man. Is it pumpkin something?
Nope.
See, I don't know. I don't want to guess. No.
All right, it's cool.
What am mine?
That's a good question.
Know. Yeah.
I don't think you know. You use everything.
Let me think. What are yours?
Probably Omega, the Omega line.
Are you telling me yours?
Or Alpha. No, that's yours.
Don't confuse me.
Okay, my top 2 favorite products.
What are your favorite products
that I cannot go without, and we have a stockpile at home at all times? Slick Lips and Beard Wash. I literally have 12 tubes of Slick Lips around me at all times. My office, my car, my gym bag, my work bag, the nightstand, the living room, the kitchen. The living room and the kitchen are 2 feet apart, but I need one.
Places? Do you really have that many Slick Lips?
I literally have one stashed everywhere because you'll take them and then you don't put them back in the right place.
Oh my gosh.
The Slick Lips are great. You just never know when you need it. And it's just like having that little bit of gloss and that little bit of...
Man, I haven't used... My lips aren't chapped. I don't use them.
So I will say that it's not.
I steal your stuff.
I don't need it all the time. It's definitely a like to have. But however, yesterday we were out in the sun for not even 2 hours, and like my lips needed it. So I like to have it on me.
And I want to talk about Beard Wash. Slick Lips, that's cool.
Yeah.
But what about Beard Wash?
Is my absolute favorite. My hair, my scalp is what sweats first on my body. So anytime I get sweaty, it's instantly my scalp, and just having that peppermint and that tea tree to get into those roots and clean it out. But it's also my favorite as a face wash. My face gets super oily every time of the year. I use a lot, like too much so.
Yeah,
but
you do.
It's okay. It's on.
That was when I first made products, it was oil-based pomade, beard oil, and then
beard
wash. Yeah, and then Slick Scrub came right after.
Burn on your face.
I tried to make a cinnamon.
You need to put that photo in here.
Oh, that was brutal.
Yeah. But beard wash is my favorite, and I love it too because I use it on my scalp. I use it on my face. I can use it on my chest for breakouts from sweating in there.
So that's a pretty good indicator that we should change the name. That if your favorite product is beard wash,
and I don't have a beard,
and you don't have a beard.
I mean, I got a little stash, a little blonde stash, but
yeah. Well, when I originally made it, we were just doing beard. Like I needed a beard wash,
pomades and beard oils.
So I made a beard wash, and that's we can dive into that. So my favorite products. I love pumpkin. I love Slick Day. I love bakery smells.
Well, those are fragrances. What about the product
I'm
itself?
I'm talking about so my hair now I use Formula 49. I'll use oil-based pomade as a skin balm. I'll use it as a post-shave balm. I you know what I mean? So pumpkin anything, Slick Day cake anything, but then also. I guess beard wash is pretty good. I can't go. No, I mean it's good, but
it's the bee's knees.
I don't know.
You can't pick one.
I do like if I had to pick literally one. Okay, OG beard oil.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like
Classic.
everywhere I go, I've always even if I don't use it, I have it on me
at all times.
It just smells good. It's the first fragrance I ever created.
And I remember you being like a teenager, always having that itchy beard and just like getting up in there and scratching it. Yeah.
Yeah, I never used any oil as a kid either because I didn't know no good.
You didn't know better.
But the beard wash leads us into another thing. When we were first making these products, there wasn't a how to make beard wash online. Like it was really just like figure it, like FIFO it, like figure it out on your own. But like I was making the beard wash because I needed a beard. I needed something to wash my beard. And because of the industry, because of what's on the shelves and everything, things are labeled as a one-off. And then you have like a 3-in-1. So like you have this one product that's called a beard wash. And then you have another product literally right next to it on the shelf that's a 5-in-1 shampoo, conditioner. It'll shine your tires, do your taxes, and make your gut feel good again. Like it doesn't make any sense at all. But so when I was making it, I was like, oh, I'm making this product to wash my beard. I'm going to call it a beard wash. But your beard is on your face.
It limits the use.
It can also be a face wash.
Yeah.
You have hair on your face and your head. Yeah. Can it be used for both of those? So wouldn't it also be a hair wash? So it's like the more natural and the more organic you turn products to be on the ingredient side, the more
options.
Like, the more uses it can be for. Like the more ingredients that they pump into this little jar, the less uses it's for, because each one of those ingredients limit it to something else until eventually it's like mustache only wash. Right. This is a beard only wash. And then you're wondering what's in it that's only good for a mustache. Like, for instance, beard wash, right?
Yeah.
Why are there women's shampoos and men's shampoos?
Right. Marketing.
There's no hormones in them, right? So like as a woman, you can use a product that's labeled a beard wash knowing it's not going to mess up your testosterone. Like we're not putting test boost in it. Like it's not anything that's going to affect your hormones. It's just castile soap, some peppermint, some tea tree, and some oils. Like there's nothing wild in it. So what were you using before beard wash to get the same results?
For a face wash?
Yeah.
I was using some brand. It was in a black bottle. It was like a papaya enzyme cleaner. And literally, you'd get on my case because it was super expensive. So I didn't do any research on the company.
Oh,
no
true.
Research on the
Who
product.
was that? Was that J&J? That was like a big company, though.
Not J&J, but
no, but you bought it at like CVS or something, right?
No, I bought it online directly from their website because
an
influencer got me onto it, and I loved it. But as soon as I'd get done washing my face would be bright red for the next 5 to 10 minutes.
I remember
and
that.
It was almost like I got a sunburn, and it would go away after like 15, 20 minutes. And you'd always be like, but I don't understand why your face is red afterwards. I was like, because I cleaned my pores out really, really well. But I was clearly irritated from it. Yeah. I still had acne, so it didn't work.
It was burning your skin.
It was burning the top layer of my skin, whatever was in there. Yeah.
And at the same time, too, like I was raised to believe like aftershaves, right? Like we were just talking about it. Brute, you put it on your like you cover it and then you slap your face and it burns really bad. And I remember growing up, my dad was always like, "That's how you know it's working. The
better the burn, the better it is."
And then I was like, "Wait, so why does efficiency equal pain? Why is that a thing that we're all just used to and we're all just accepting? If it hurts, that means it works. Yeah. But easily
it's like this weird thing where we think we have to suffer.
Yeah, you have to suffer in order to get a result, but that doesn't really make sense. Rubbing alcohol and witch hazel can be used to clean pores and close pores, but one's very painful, and one is
a little bit
barely
gentler.
water. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like having that turn, but going from something that it's cleaning my face, and I think that had like little exfoliating beads in it or something too.
There was two. There was like a smooth one, and then there was an exfoliating, like a once a week mask.
But the back of that bottle had like a list, and it said
like keep reading. Go to our website.
Visit this website to keep reading our ingredient list.
That.
Yeah, and it's wild. And then I was like, why do you keep doing it? It's like, I mean, and granted, it's not just you. I did it for years.
Right.
We're all doing it in some aspect of our lives.
We really don't question things. We just keep using what we keep using, and we don't really question why we're using it or if it's working or if it's not working. It's just we get stuck in that pattern.
It's like
complacency.
It's like a animal being born in the zoo. It doesn't know that it's in the zoo. It just knows it is. Wild, right. So like we're all doing it. You and I are doing it on some aspect of our lives. But like with grooming products and with food, things we're putting on our body and in our body, we're very conscious of. Yeah. So like going and getting something and then having an immediate reaction to it, you're like, what the hell was in that?
Right.
Like that, I just eat ham, and now I'm like nauseous and I'm cold sweats and I'm super blood red. Yeah. Like what is in that?
Right.
And I don't have to be like, it could have been yesterday's lunch. It could have been the snack I had at midnight at 2 a.m. Like like clean that shit up. But like with you switching from those products, I think that it's terrible. It's like a marketing. How do you get around that for marketing? Like, what would you call beard wash?
Beard wash? I don't know.
Everything wash?
That's what I was going to say. Everything wash, skin wash.
So wash everything.
It's not just for skin. It's for your scalp. I don't know. Everything wash. I love it, man. I do a big old squirt.
Oh, I know.
And then just get my whole face, get my whole chest real good.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. But that peppermint in your eye is dangerous.
Yeah.
But it also
I mean,
feels
it's
good
pure
at the same
peppermint,
time.
it's pure tea tree.
Yeah.
That's literally how we get the result that we
Yeah.
get. Yeah. So if you don't know, beard wash has pure peppermint and pure tea tree in it. So it increases blood flow to your hair follicles. It also increases sebum production in your skin and in your hair follicles, which will produce healthier skin and healthier hair. So you can use it on your scalp when you have excess oil or dirt. Say you went out throughout the day, but you don't want to wash your hair. You don't want to shampoo your hair twice in a day, but you had a rough day. You got real sweaty, you got
or
dirty.
For people that don't want to wash their hair every day. There's a lot of women that wash their hair only like once or twice a week. So this just on your scalp is like a perfect in-between treatment.
Yeah, because it's almost like I don't want to say co-wash because I don't really think that's
like a
really
gentle
a thing.
wash.
But it's a gentle wash. It strips away excess that you have while maintaining actual oil production on your scalp.
Right.
So it is very useful. So what else? What's another product? You named Slick Lips and Beard Wash. I feel like beard wash is good, but like, do you have a pomade that you like a lot?
I don't know. My hair is kind of tricky. I absolutely cannot do oil base because it's so like dirty blonde, my hair. If I put oil base in, it just looks greasy and slicked down. I do a little bit of Formula 49 to help with the flyaways, but then I just run my hands through it so much anyways that it still looks like there's a bunch of flyaways. So honestly, I'm one of those people, I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. I can't decide if I want to grow it short, keep it long. It's usually pulled back halfway. But I would say Formula 49, and then definitely our Beast Wash line. The shampoo, body wash, and conditioner have been
that's easy.
staples.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Yeah, I actually find myself not using as much conditioner. Obviously, my hair is much shorter, but when you I get the question all the time. How often do you shampoo, or what is your
routine?
What is your routine? Regime. Yeah. And I shampoo every single morning, but it doesn't really matter how many times you shampoo. It's like you just need to recover. Like, it doesn't matter if you work out 1 time a day, 9 times a day, as long as you have ample recovery. And the same thing goes for your hair health, just as your body health. Like, it's part of your body. So like, you can wash in the morning, shampoo. I'm talking about shampoo, like completely strip your hair follicle, your hair strand, and the scalp. Completely strip it all. You can do that like 4 times a day. But if you're recovering and putting on oils, argan oil, jojoba oil, doing things afterwards to recover from that stripping, it's like going for a jog. Like you can go 5-mile jog 6 times a day if you want to, as long as you're coming back, hydrating, massaging, recovery. Like if you're doing all those things, eating a ton of chips and carbon up. But as long as you're doing those things, that makes sense. So I shampoo once a day. And then I beard wash, and then oil-based pomade. Immediately, as soon as I get out of the shower, I like towel dry. I grab some oil-based pomade, and I just run it through my scalp.
So do you use conditioner?
I do like twice a week, maybe. Like a tiny bit.
Not every day.
But even when I do it, like, it's not even like, I don't know. If you can't get the same, like, I'm not like pulling it through my hair. You know?
I noticed I don't put it. I used to put it on my scalp and on my whole head, and then I realized my hair was looking kind of greasy. It was too much. So now, honestly, when I do conditioner, I just do it on the bottom. Just on the ends to kind of keep them neat and tucked in. Yeah. I
see you doing it.
What's your bathroom routine? Like with your shampoo, body wash, conditioner, like what order do you do those in? It's always an interesting question.
It is?
I don't know. I feel so.
Do you do it differently?
I don't know. Let's find out. So I do shampoo, and then I wash my face, and then I body wash, and then I use conditioner.
Okay, I think everybody does that.
The same?
I do the exact same thing.
So
we all solved that. We solved all that. Maybe you and I just do that. I don't know. If you do something different, let us know.
Let us know.
When do you put on deodorant? I'm just kidding. But like, obviously, right after you shampoo, duh. Yeah. But I want to transition a little bit away from
products.
Not so much the products, but somebody did ask us. If you're not following Be All In Podcast on Instagram, go and follow, because we'll do questions. Ask us a question, and we'll answer it on the podcast, obviously. So I'm pretty sure Chuck, Tommy asked what motto we live by. Do you want to answer that?
I mean, be all in.
Okay, be all in. Extreme ownership.
Ownership.
That is, I think that's our, at least, and here's the thing, like, I don't want to get stuck in cement on a motto or a mantra, but like, it can change. Everything changes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right now, we're all about being all in. And I think that virtue alone, that be all in,
that main
has
core value.
gotten us, to 100%. Where we are now. Because there's a lot of people, and Grammy, I'm sure you're not listening to this, but if you are, I apologize. But I'm going to throw you under the bus. I'm going to throw my grandma under the bus. Oof, it sounds bad saying that. You remember, she harped hard on having not only a plan B, but plan C, D, E, all the way to M, N. Like, literally, she had plans on plans, And here's the thing, and I never understood that. If you're executing a plan, if you make a plan, first off, don't label it A. Because if you label it A, that means there's a B. This is the plan.
And that like sets your mindset like, oh,
this is it.
Possibly fail.
Now you're planning to fail, right? Isn't that like the ultimate thing? And I might have a super skewed perspective on this, but if I'm planning to join the Marine Corps, right? I was 18, and my Grammy, she goes, you gonna marry that girl, Rebecca? I said, yeah, I'm gonna marry Rebecca. And she goes, I hope you got a plan B and then a plan C and D for when B don't work. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Am I now saying, okay, so why would I even execute A?
Right.
Why would I execute B?
And then how much energy do you put to plan A versus plan C?
When do I say, okay, I'm working on, like right now, I'm going to start working on plan A. That's good. Oh, but this might fail. Well, time to start working on plan B. I haven't even executed with my actions on plan A yet, and I'm planning plan B.
And then it's limitless. Like if you're one of those, and this is where anxiety comes in. I think so many people have anxiety from this. They worry about the what ifs in the future, in the past. Like if you worry about the what ifs, you can't plan for those because then you just spend all your time worrying about them when there's limitless options, and then half of them don't even come true. Yeah, so just focus on your main plan.
I would say 99.9% of them don't come true, but I know for a fact, and this is where those feelings come in. If you find yourself in depression, is because you're thinking about the past and you're regretting something about the past, or you're thinking about the past in general.
You can't change.
Which is not here. It's not real. It's just a memory. It's not even a real thing anymore. It's a memory. And then if you're thinking about the future, you feel anxious. You feel anxiety because when you're walking a path and you're like, this is the path I'm walking. Picture yourself walking in the woods, hiking in the woods. You're walking a path, and all of a sudden a path comes up to your left. And you're like, the waterfall is dead straight ahead, but this path goes to the left. I wonder what's down there. And you just think about going down there. You're not even actually going down there. Like, does it help you? Does every step you take on that side path get you closer to the waterfall that your goal is? No. Then why are you even writing it down? Why are you even planning that? So like, Grammy, back on Grammy. Man, I love you, Grammy. But like, listen. We're born in different times, and I understand. Yeah. I understand that things fail. Obstacles happen. Obstacles are problems. I understand we make a plan, and then things get thrown at us. Life happens. But that's the fucking point. That's the point. Man.
And that's where you need to have adaptability to be able to change and pivot to what life throws at you. You can still have the same main objective, but you may have to change how you get there.
But you're not even making a plan. At that point, it's not plan B. It's plan A, tack 2.
Right.
Or A plan. Right. You know what I mean? Right. It's still a variation of the original plan. I'm not executing a whole nother plan.
Go in the opposite direction.
I'm just pivoting. I'm adjusting. Right. I'm shifting.
The goal is the same. The end is the same. It's just how you get there.
Yeah. And I don't know what, man, granted, I don't want to give up on things. I don't want to make things up. I don't want to say I'm going to be this guy today and then give up as soon as something happens. I'd rather be all in
and figure it out.
See what happens, right?
Yeah.
We've encountered just this simple concept. There are no such thing as problems. Everything is an opportunity to learn and to gain knowledge, right? Yeah. So Kirk Weisler said it during one of our last team meetings. What would you call that? Team building exercise? It was a team building day.
Yeah.
He said life is a laboratory. It's our job to experiment into it. And I love that because I love experimenting with things.
Have you walked the earth before? Have you lived this life before?
Right.
No. We have to figure it out.
I've never ran through today before. This is new. I'm new. I don't know what it's like to be 30 yet. I'm still figuring it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love that expression. So when we go through our lives, we get in a car accident, or our best friend says that we look fat today, or I don't know, what would a person consider a problem? Go through your day, and if you find something that you labeled negative, is it possible that that's not a problem? Yeah. It's an opportunity for you to practice some sort of virtue, servitude, show gratitude. Is there any other type of thing that could be other than shoving it into a box called problems? Right. And we used to label things that way so often. We'd be all in, but we'd be all in and miserable. I think being all in and happy is the goal. It's a mindset thing, being positive and being happy and trying to strive for growth. But so easily we can get wrapped into, I got in a car accident, not my fault.
I don't know about you, but our early 20s, I was always aggravated and angry, and everything seemed like it was happening to me, not because of me or for me. Yeah, and I felt like a victim. I felt like I had no control. I couldn't do anything. And I remember one day, we got home from work super late. We ate crappy food. We went to bed super late. I had to get up and go to work the next morning, overslept, didn't have a proper morning routine, got a ticket on my way to work, was then late to work. My whole day spiraled, and it was like, fuck, man, this sucks. I can't believe all this happened. I can't believe blah, blah, blah. Like, why did this happen to me? And then what I knew now, or what I wish I knew back then, is take ownership. It's your fault. You should have woken up early. You should have had X, Y, and Z done.
Extreme
Follow
ownership.
the speed limit. Yeah. Get to work on time and have a productive day. Yeah. And now switching that mindset, it was like in our mid-20s where we started joking. It was kind of sarcastic at first, and then it became real serious.
It was. I hated it at first.
It used to aggravate you. I'd be like, well, that's a good problem to have. We have to pay this expensive bill to the tax man.
What's payroll today? What's taxes? And it was like, so, I think you said it, and then Bud Taylor said it. That's a good problem to have. And I was like, man,
and then we really it sat in, and we were thinking about it like, okay, let's switch our mindset and be grateful for the events that happened to make this occur. Yeah,
because then it interested the question of what is a good problem? How does that exist? What is a good, like, how does that?
So it's contradictory.
It's contradicting. So like, how does that exist? And obviously now, knowing what we know, hindsight is super clear. But it's called zooming out. We can zoom out from a quote unquote problem and see that it's an opportunity, an obstacle, and that is the reward. Like us walking the path, the end goal is to make a buttload of money, be really happy, and spread love, right? That's the end goal. But every single thing that happens along the way is the lessons. That is the growth. That is the point. Like, it's not about the end state, it's about the journey, right? It's about the actual pursuit of the goal.
Enjoying the process, not just doing it to get it done, to mark it off your list. It's enjoying the process and learning things along the way and having relationships with new people.
Yeah. And then being extremely ownership, like having extreme ownership. Just
at the end of the day, everything's your fault. No matter what age you are, who you are, everything is your fault because it's your world and you are the center of the universe. So you have control over it. And a lot of people just, I don't know why they don't want that control. I guess because it's easier for them to cop out and blame other people than just to realize that it's their own fault. Yeah.
And with us, when we were starting to build the business, starting to build Johnny Slicks, when we looked at the bank account and my phone bill was getting turned off, we had Verizon, so it was already expensive, which is like, my bad. But we went from the Marine Corps to nothing. And I went straight to barber school and I worked at a gas station. You know what I mean? It was a very hard transition. I went from burning a ton of calories to not burning a single calorie and still eating the same. It was just a very, very blatant turn of a page. Yeah. So
we also didn't plan for it either.
Not at all.
You didn't sit down and be like, okay, your contract's ending in a couple of years. What's the next move? It was like, well, we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah. It was almost as if, well, I'm executing plan A. Something will happen. Something will come along. And I'm a Marine. They'll take care of me. Someone will take care of me. Nah, that shit don't exist.
That was a rude awakening.
But just being extremely accountable for everything we did, having my car got repoed. Like, that wasn't anyone else's fault. That wasn't the school's fault or the government's fault or my neighbor's fault. Like, if you can look down at your feet, or if you're sitting, look down at your ass and say 100%, it is my accountability that put me here. It's me who sat me here. It's me who put me here. If your back hurts, it's you. And you can even dive back. Like, I pulled my back, right? Like, I did that. Yeah. Somebody else caused it. Like, me and somebody else caused it. Yeah. But I chose to put that bubble suit on and run into another bubble suit on coconut oil. Yeah. Like, that was my choice.
To fix the problem, you're the only one that can do it.
Nobody else can fix it for you. I have to take action and do back mobility and spinal PT, and I have to do all that stuff. Like, I'm not going to sit here and wait and be like, I can't stretch today because I don't have someone to help me. Else, or it's
I
not
don't
my
know.
fault.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Like, nowadays with the internet, like a snap of a finger, like there's so many resources just to look at and grab everywhere.
Yeah.
But it really comes down to mindset. You have to be able to switch your mindset and not be in this dark tunnel. And I think so many people forget to zoom out. And it's something we haven't done until recently. But with life and business, you're just go through the motions constantly. Like, wake up, get ready for work, make dinner, do all those day-to-day things, take the kids to school, X, Y, and Z. But we don't zoom out to see what the big goal is, like setting, quarterly vacations, seeing where your finances are at and plan for the future.
Well, I think, too, with that, I think a lot of people think that they're not there yet. Like, for you and I to sit here, right? I'm sure there are people that are like, well, Johnny and Rebecca had it fucking easy. They figured it out and blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
That's not really true. I mean,
how would you know?
How would that be? How are we different than you?
Right.
As somebody listening to this, if you're thinking or saying, out loud or to yourself that we are different here, you're very much wrong. Like the literal point of this podcast is to explain to you guys how we are not
average Joes.
How we're just normal people figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what tomorrow holds, and I'm still reading books trying to figure out how to be a better leader and how to be a better communicator.
Yeah.
Because I know that I'm not the guy.
There's always room for growth.
There's always going to be that. So like being, they can take quarterly vacations and they have their finances. Like,
nice.
Bro, I used to be scared to open my bank account app because I know that I had a feeling like there was somebody at Navy Federal or Wells Fargo that was like on their computer and they saw that I logged in. So they call me and they're like, hey, you owe me $11,000. Not me, the bank, obviously. You owe the institution $11,000. I was terrified that someone was going to like see me logged on and call me to try to get money from me because I owed so much money. I owed PayPal. I owed all these people.
It's an easy feeling to not want to check the bank. And then you have no power because you have no knowledge. It's like, well, I hope there's money in the account to pay the bills, but I don't know how negative it is.
Yeah, I read a sign that said what the world needs now more of is hope. I think it said hope. Oh, hope and prayers. It said hope and prayers, what the world needs more of. Wow. And I was like, I feel like we have enough of that. We need more action. We need more.
Do the work.
Praying is good. Yeah. Having hope is great. What then?
And here's the thing.
What are you doing with it?
With mindset again, hard work is fun. It doesn't have to be hard and grueling and suffering. Like you can enjoy hard work.
That's the thing. Pain doesn't equal result. It doesn't have to equal that. Like you can have hard work and still be someone who overcomes, find happiness, time with your family, kindness. Like it can exist.
And you go through
like it's
phases
possible.
of your life. Like we hit a stage where we had to let some people on the team go, and me and you had to pick the extra slack when we were building the company, and we both were working 6 to 7 days a week, every single day, working until like 8:30 at night, and then cooking dinner at 9 o'clock at night. And we were like, man, like, how do we get out of this? And it looking back, we want to change it for a thing, but it's not forever. It's just temporary. Like sometimes you have to do extra hard work in a certain amount of time to get where you want to be. Yeah. But you have to enjoy it while you're doing it.
So I think then, and one of the other questions that's a good transition is how to find consistent. So how to find consistency or how to stay consistent. I feel like, and this is very feeling based. I feel like asking that question, consistency is not, granted, if you're at this part where you're looking for consistency, right on, I got you. Just give me a second. How to even get into the routine of consistency starts steps prior.
Right.
First off, you need to figure out who you are and what you're doing, where you want to go. Like Kirk says, we're not human beings, we're human becomings. Yeah. Like, who do you want to become?
What's your end goal?
What is your actual goal? And all of this kind of resides around your core values, your actual ethics, who you are as a human being, not who you were born into. Who do you want to become? So, for instance, if you're born in America, most likely you were raised in a Catholic or Christian, right? You don't have to be that. Right. I'm not asking you to challenge who you are. I'm not asking you to challenge your spirituality. I'm asking, you were a pet born in a zoo. Do you think there's more? Have you explored more? Search for your core values, search for your ethics, search for those things, and find out what makes you fulfilled. Once you have that solidified, write down your core values, breathe, live them, embody them. Other people will surround you. And by doing that, you will find who you want to become, and that's the goal, right? So, for instance, if you are 300 pounds, your wife hates you, your kids hate you, I'm just describing a Joe Smo that I'm thinking of on the spot, doesn't drink enough water, makes $25,000 a year, whatever, right? It's just somebody who wants change. I'm just talking about extremes, right? But if you're any of those and you want different, first out, find out who you are, set a goal, and now we can talk about consistency because you know who you are and you know your why. You know why you want to get there. If you're 350 pounds and you want to get healthy because your diabetes runs in your family, I don't know. It might run in mine. I have no clue. Right. So if it becomes, this is why I'm waking up every morning early and working out, now you have a why. Yeah. So it's not consistency. It's not motivation. It's discipline. It's something that's actually built into you and who you are and who you want to become. So
yeah, motivation's like not a real thing. Motivation's great in theory, but it's discipline that gets you there.
Motivation is like pre-workout. Like unless it's only good for like a specific thing, and it's only good for a specific time. You can't live by motivation unless you just, maybe you're one of those dudes that can take like 3 scoops of pre-workout every 3
Fix.
hours. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's essentially what you're looking for if you're looking for motivation. If you're looking for consistency, figure out your why. To figure out your why, find your core values.
Yeah. And then
Surround
it puts
yourself with
purpose behind those actions or in those actions, and it makes them a lot more easier and more enjoyable.
Yeah, especially if I love the story of the farmer and the dog.
This is your favorite.
I love this story so much. There's another one, boiling toads. Other people hear about boiling frogs. If you boil frogs, like if you put them in the water and then turn it on,
Yeah,
they won't jump out until it's too hot, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Farmer, dog, guy walks out, the dog's moaning and groaning. Farmer's just sitting farmer guy just in his rocking chair reading his book. And the dog's moaning and groaning. The guy says, "Why is your dog moaning and groaning?" The guy says, "Well, he's sitting on a nail." And the guy goes, "Why is he sitting on a nail? Why doesn't he just move?" And the farmer goes, "Well, it doesn't hurt him enough to move." We do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Most of us, it takes, sadly enough, it can take people up to 300, 400 pounds before they're like, "Oh, I have an issue. I have a problem."
Right.
And now it's essentially almost too late. Granted, like too late is called death, but like it's not too late. But don't wait.
Right. Don't let
wait
it get
until
to that extreme.
Yeah, because now you're just like
Yeah.
the boiling frog or the dog on the nail, and it just doesn't really. That's not how you want things to go. You need to figure them out earlier. So start now. Try to figure out what your core values are, and then surround yourself with the people who amplify those core values. And by doing so, a goal will appear. It will just appear.
Yeah,
You'll be laying in bed randomly, and you'll
You
have
don't
like,
have to
holy
have like
shit.
a huge goal. It doesn't have to be like, where do I want to be in 5 years? It can be as simple as, but in the next month, I want to lose 5 pounds. You know, you got to start somewhere small and then work your way up to it. Undo it. Taking a short break.
I think that thing died. I feel like a barbarian in here. I'm like bumping into things.
Big table.
Did you have any other questions? Somebody talked about something.
I don't know if there was any other questions. So yeah, just set some goals, write them down. And here's the thing, goals can change too. You can have a goal and you can change it. You can modify it. It doesn't have to be set in stone. But we also need to challenge ourselves. I think not enough people challenge themselves to do something different, do something new. So we're just like in complacency with doing the same thing day in and day out.
Yeah. However, sometimes here's the thing though, and I'm somebody who strives on change.
But you do need routine. And I'm someone that loves routine.
No. That's for sure. But you have once you have your why identified and you have clear, specific, targeted goals, and you're doing things with intent, it's not so much like you're not trying to switch it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I want to start sprinting, right? So if I want to reach a certain goal, I wake up and I hit that goal. If I wake up, like it's not like I'm changing the goal. Maybe I want to sprint further. Maybe I want to do long distance. You know what I mean? It's adjusting. It's the same thing. I talked with Nick on the Always Forward podcast about it. When you first set a goal, imagine hiking up a mountain. You're climbing a mountain and you reach the top and you're like, yes, jackpot. I hit the goal, nailed it, I win. And then you look out from the top and there's a billion other mountains in every direction. And you're like, holy shit. Okay, that one. And you go. Yeah. And you just start going on to that one now. You climb up to the top, you hit it, you're like, yes, jackpot, hit the goal. Holy shit, there's 2 million more now. I'm going to hit that one. And it's like, it's a never-ending cycle. But the whole thing is not, we could talk about the internal reward system that you and I kind of go against, which is why we've gotten to where we are. But it's about the trek. It's about the journey. It's about the walking. It's not about hitting the top.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this highs and lows. I think in our society, part of our issue is that, and why you and I have been different from the start, and why I think the business is doing so well, is because our highs and lows are flipped. Like we almost have like a Western mentality when it comes to like highs and lows. Like I don't consider us going like selling. We sold plasma. I got my car got repoed. The electric turned off. The water turned off. And all of that happened within like 2 weeks. It was like a crumbling point. And like, I've never been an addict, and I've never been like, I drank a ton of alcohol to numb myself.
Right.
But I've never hit in some place where I was like
rock bottom
from that. However, we were selling our blood and to buy ramen noodles. I was picking up change in the gas station to put gas in my car. So it's like, I don't know what you consider rock bottom, but we were like, we weren't the best place, right? However, I do consider that a high point in my life.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I learned more during those moments than I have ever in my entire life. Then than I am right now. Like, I'm not saying right now is considered a low point in my life, but like, should we be valuing the celebration, or should we be celebrating the work that got to the celebration?
Yeah.
Like, do you celebrate getting your diploma? Is that the high point? Or is the years of work that you went through, studying, testing, studying on repeat, is that really, is that
and
the
knowledge
reward?
you gained? Because then you see, when you put yourself in those situations, you're testing yourself. Can I make it through this situation? And what you don't know what you're going to do in a situation until you're put in that situation. So it is cool to test yourself, like the plasma center. I hate needles. I hate getting my blood drawn. It freaks me out. But we had to do what we had to do. So there we were twice a week, every week at the plasma center. And then it kind of became not a joy, but it kind of became the new normal, or whatever you want to call it. But then it was the plus side. It was like we never saw each other because we were working crazy hours. But then we got to sit for an hour together at this plasma center and make some money at the same time. So that was like a huge win if you look at it that way. But it also, it was horrible sitting in the chair, freezing and having your arm poked a million times.
Yeah.
So again, mindset is really everything.
And that's the thing too, like teach a man to fish rather than feed a man, right? If somebody just gave us money to help us, like, that wouldn't have solved anything. Like,
and
you and I can go broke again and figure it out, because we have done it before.
You're right. We need to test ourselves and see what we're capable of and how we can react under that pressure.
Right. And like with our school system, like we give kids from such a early age these rewards for doing, rather than teaching them the truth that doing is the reward. Yeah. Like, you went to school, I did not go to school, and we both graduated, right?
Yeah.
But you have the knowledge, and I slacked off.
Yeah.
I know how to do a kickflip. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you
I know how
to
attend school and follow policy.
No, but you're the education you learned is what I'm saying. So like I'm sure you can't recall things, but like we both got a degree. We both got rewarded for going to school, quote unquote. But you have the knowledge and I don't. So what is the real reward out of this system?
Right.
The knowledge. Right. Like, we can give kids honor roll, and I understand giving them incentive to go and do it. Like, oh, you want to reach another tier. Yeah. But like for instance, My Zone gives rewards for going to the gym constantly. The more you go to the gym on repeat, the more your little profile picture token goes up. There's like diamond, platinum, gold, 24 karat. Like, it's wild. So like, imagine. I understand. I 100% understand, because I've woken up and I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym. But if there was a token system that was like, if you go to the gym today, you'll hit a 50 win streak and you'll get a new profile picture, like, that essentially is like a little crutch to help me get up out of bed. Right. Like, I got to get and do it. Yeah. But by no means is hitting platinum the reward. Having a 12-pack, that's the reward. Like, you don't get them confused, because all of a sudden one becomes more blatantly obvious than the other one, and then you start to diminish the one that actually matters. Right. Like, people
lose sight of focus.
Right. Like, you go to school because you want to be, I don't know, what is when you go every single day?
Oh, perfect attendance.
Perfect attendance. Wow, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Right. So like,
showed up.
That's a reward. Imagine if like something happened that resulted in you not going, and you really should not have gone to school, but you were like, well, I want the perfect attendance. Like, you're confusing reality and the reward system. Like, you are the reward system, and the journey is the reward system. Yeah. And I think us thinking that way, and obviously being all in, has gotten us from actually selling plasma and having nothing in the bank account. I actually had less than nothing in the bank account, because things were getting repaid. We owed a lot.
We owed a lot to a lot of
people. I say
people.
nothing in the bank account. It was negative. And we started the business. I think you and I invested $200, right? Cash originally.
$300. I remember kicking you under the table. Nick said, "Can you do 3?" And you were like,
I'm pretty sure we only gave him 2, though. I don't know.
I think you are right, though.
Either way, less than $400. We started this business, and it's going to be celebrating a massive milestone this year.
Come full circle.
Because of some of these virtues and because of our mindsets and how we look at things. And I don't say it with pride by any means at all, but I do say that we do look at things differently than other
100%.
people. We look at
well, it's crazy because like you grow up with your family and you think everybody runs their household the same way your family does, and everybody has the same views and mindsets. And then as you get older and you meet different people and you see they cook different meals and they interact different with family.
They talk differently to each other.
They talk different,
right?
Yeah, and like the things they talk about is different. So it's like there's not one suits all. So I think a lot of people, and I think this is what college is supposed to do, but I don't think it really does. But you got to get out of your household and go explore. Go see who you are. Try different things. Like, you are not your family. You can be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
You just got to find it.
Yeah.
Trial
Somebody
and error.
said, and like you love people, right? That's the point, is to love people, act out of kindness, be grateful, and serve people, right? But don't let somebody else's traditions inhibit you from achieving your own, right? Like, how many times do we say, well, it's just the way it's been done, right?
So
like,
this is how I'm gonna keep
I actually
doing
wrote
it.
this down because we're encountering it in the business currently. There's a thing called hitting the ceiling. If you don't know what that is, you know what it feels like. I guarantee you know what it feels like. Everybody knows what it feels like. It's where you're trying, like, for instance, you're working out, right? You want to be 13%, 14% body fat. So
6 weeks.
how long did you hit like 15 and you couldn't break past it, right? That's called hitting the ceiling. Same thing with your finances. Same thing, literally anything. If you're trying to do something, you're hitting a ceiling. And with us, hitting a ceiling comes down to like 5 different things we can do. And one of them is delegate, one of them simplify, one of them is systemize. There's all these different things you can do, different techniques. However, it's just wild to think that the mindset of this is how we do it because we've always done it this way. And there's this old story, you can look it up. It is very limiting, and it's limiting to not even you. It's limiting to the person who told you about the tradition and their knowledge and experience with that tradition. Yeah. Like, how many of us celebrate Christmas, right? And there's certain traditions that come with it. And there's this old story about, and I'm gonna butcher it. I think it was in Rocket Fuel or Traction, maybe. It was in an EOS book. If you don't know EOS, Entrepreneur Operating System, it's a great system, great books, and it helps you streamline a lot of things. But one of them was they were celebrating a Christmas dinner family, and it was a pan that they put ham into, and every year they cut the ham in half.
Yeah.
And one of the husbands that was not from the family, he was married in, asked, "Why are we cutting the ham?" And the wife said, "This is the way we've always done it." And it's a kitchen full of women, and all the elder women are sitting down at the table, talking with the women, cooking and stuff. I'm picturing like a big Italian,
big busy
thing,
house,
right?
yeah.
However, it's ham, so I don't know Italians. You guys have a lot of pasta and stuff. So
yeah.
What did you have for Christmas? Pasta. Yeah, I figured.
Pretty much pasta. Yeah, I think goat too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very unique. Do you like goat?
I never ate it.
Would you continue that tradition because your family continued that tradition? You know what I mean? So, like, where do we draw the line? But anyway, they'd cut the ham every year, and she goes, "I actually don't know why we cut this ham. Let's
go ask my mom."
Let's ask my mom. And then they asked her mom, and she goes, "We've always done it that way. We just cut the ham, blah, blah, blah." Well, luckily, her mom was there. So we're asking Grandma now, "Hey, Grandma, why do you guys cut the ham?" "Oh, well, back in the day, we had a really small oven and a really small pan, so we had to cut the ham in order for it to fit." Holy shit.
Yeah, we don't got to do that anymore.
Holy shit. We were carrying along this tradition that carried more work from us.
Right.
How many of us say bless you when you sneeze?
Oh, don't get me started on this.
Do we know why we do these things? These are traditions that we carry around for hundreds of years that serve literally no purpose now. Like, you don't have demons coming out of you every time you sneeze. Like,
and how many people say it wrong too?
Bless.
Bless
you.
Be right back.
Yeah, it's actually bless you. This is the con side of staying hydrated, is always having to use the bathroom. I did welcome back.
Thanks.
I did want to say, with traditions, there's a study. I forget what, honestly, I really forget. I've told this story so many times I completely forget about the origins of it. But there is an actual study they did with humans. They tested with monkeys way back in the day, but they put 3 monkeys in a cage, a ladder in the middle, and bananas hanging.
Yeah.
And they had a fire hose. I think this story is called the 3 monkey. That's how I started. Have you heard about the fire hose, the three monkeys, the fire hose, the ladder, and the bananas? And everyone's like, "No, what the hell?"
But you're super interested.
Yeah, you're like, "Wait, hold on. Where is this going to go?" Anyway, 3 monkeys in a cage with a ladder, hanging bananas at the top of the ladder, and there's a fire hose. Every time one of the monkeys went to go climb the ladder, they sprayed the monkey. Very painful spray. It's a fire hose. They sprayed all the monkeys. If one monkey went up, they sprayed all the monkeys.
Everybody got punished.
They eventually got the monkeys to stop going for the bananas, which means that they learned, right? Through
repetition.
Pavlov, like over repetitive.
Yeah.
So they began to replace one monkey at a time. They put a new monkey in the cage. They took an old one out. New monkey, what do monkeys do? Run up, grab the bananas. Every monkey got sprayed with the fire hose. And those other monkeys that have experienced the fire hose before beat the other monkey to try to prevent him from going for the fire hose, so that fire hose was no longer involved. Now, whenever a monkey went up, they just ganged up on him. Now, they replaced another old monkey. They put a new monkey in. Now there's one old monkey and 2 new monkeys, and the old monkey is beating the shit out of the 2 new monkeys because they're going for the bananas. Eventually, the fire hose is completely removed, and they can put monkeys in there, and no monkey will go up after these bananas because
they know
that's the way it's always been.
Yeah.
Little do they know, just like they did it with humans in a lobby. It was like a doctor's office where every time a beep went off, everyone just stood up for like 10 seconds for no reason.
And it was crazy to see the look on the people's face that came in the room, and they didn't know what was going on, but they had a look of panic, and then they immediately got up and just stood up.
Yeah.
It's like, wait.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah, but they didn't ask the question.
And I know there's other factors like society, anxiety, like people get anxious and anxiety, so they just follow, conform. They do those things, and like and we all do those things. I'm not by any means saying that one person's, he stood up. Like I don't know what I would do in that situation at all. I would probably ask why.
Right.
However, if a monkey is beating me because I'm going after bananas, I would probably not ask the monkey. Like, I'd be like, okay, the bananas are off limits. Cool. But what else are we going through that's off limits that we have just been told over and over again we can't do because of tradition? What are we continually doing? And I'm challenging you as a listener. What are you doing today that you do? Do you drive with road rage because that's how your parents drove?
Yeah.
Do they drive that way because that's how their parents drove? Or
do you not ask questions because you were taught it was rude?
Right. Do you? Yeah, exactly. That's a pretty good saying right there. Yeah. Always ask questions.
Always ask questions.
However, though, when I do remember when I was a kid,
pushing the boundaries,
just saying, asking a question and saying that because.
Don't be a smart ass.
Because
Because
that's the way it is, John.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, John.
How frustrating was that as a kid?
Yeah,
but why?
Why?
I just want information. Why? I'm like a sponge. Like, feed it to me.
And here's the thing. Whenever we watch Mitri, I love when he asks why. He went on a why spree.
I know.
Every word was why.
Every answer.
Can we go inside? Why? Because we're going to go eat.
Yeah.
Why? Let's go. I'm going to show you, man.
But I mean, from his perspective, why are we doing this? I don't know.
Why?
I don't know that it's bedtime and I need to go to bed soon so that I sleep well.
Yeah, what's tomorrow?
He doesn't having fun. Right, tomorrow doesn't exist.
Isn't our job being 30 years old, isn't our job to help people who are coming up to 30 to tell them what 30 is like?
Yeah.
Like, isn't our parents' job to tell us, like, hey, you're gonna experience this in school.
Yeah.
Because I experienced it in school.
Yeah.
So when it happens to you, let me know because I'll tell you what I did.
Right.
And then you can decide what you want to do.
And we can also share our experiences because they're going to be different.
Yeah.
And that's how people should bond. I don't know. People don't ask enough questions. Ask more questions.
I think mainly because people are just tired.
Yeah.
People asking questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, because if you really follow the line, we're like, as adults, we don't. Why do I pay taxes? Oh, don't ask questions. Just pay.
Government.
You know what I mean? Like, there's always that person of authority above you that's going to say, don't ask questions.
Yeah.
I think those aren't people you should be with. But anyway, going on a huge tangent that I don't want to go on. Let us know what you guys thought of this podcast. Please follow us on the Be All In podcast on Instagram. Shoot us a DM there or shoot us a comment. Let us know what questions you got for us and if we can help you in any sort of way. If you have questions about hitting the ceilings, goal setting.
Switching your mindset.
If you're looking to start a business and it seems like it's impossible, trust me, we know that. It's definitely possible. All you got to do is have a plan. If you want to help plan, we got you.
Yeah.
Like if you need help making a clear plan, it's not that crazy hard. And I think people think it's hard, and that's why people avoid it. And obviously, avoiding hard things is comfortable, and people like comfortable.
Yeah.
If you are tired of being comfortable, now is the time, not Monday morning, not January 1st, literally today. Tomorrow doesn't exist. Yesterday's a memory. All you have is right now. What are you going to do with it?
Do the first step for yourself.
And do the first step.
That's a whole nother topic that you can go on
That is a
forever.
whole other topic. But if you plan to do something,
set yourself up for success.
Do the first step.
Like, I want to start getting up early and working out in the morning. So what do? We prep out our clothes the night before. So that as soon as that alarm goes off at 5 a.m., our clothes are right next to us. We get them on and we start stretching and working out.
Yeah. 95%. How do I say this?
Prep.
90%. 90%. I have a calculation. I don't actually put any math into it. But 90% of life is preparation. 5% is action. And then 5% is follow-up after action. Yeah. So it's what you do to follow up. Make sure you learn the lessons. Make sure you write down notes. Make sure make sure you got away everything you can get away from that situation. However, I do think action is like 1%. I think like prep is like damn near everything.
I mean, because it kind of goes into goal setting and making
Action
a roadmap.
only happens like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the actual
But I guess prep
action?
could be considered action.
Not necessarily. I guess then everything's
action.
Nah, we're going on a whole
Yeah.
tangent. Nah,
We'll
that's
leave
not.
that for another
Nah,
day.
when you're painting, okay.
It depends.
If you're painting, taping is doing something, but you're prepping for the action.
For the
You're
main
prepping
job.
like if you're putting your shoes on to go for a run,
Yeah.
you're not putting your shoes on is not the action. It is an action, but it's not. You know what I mean?
It's the first step, though.
Yeah, but prep. Do the first step for yourself. We're going on a whole tangent
Help yourself
here.
out.
That's for the next episode. We'll start the next episode on this tangent about doing the first step for yourself. I don't know if we're actually going to do that. We're going to try and remember that.
See.
Yeah, I'll take a note.
Down in our notes.
I'll write a note. Anyway, let us know what you guys think. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for staying on. Stay slick.
Stay
Don't
slick.
say stay slick.
Be
stay
all
slick.
in. We have too many,
Yeah.
who cares? Stay slick. Be all,
Be all in.
Tame your beast.
Do hard work.
Do hard. We don't have that one yet. Do hard work.
Kind.
Okay, we got it. Thanks, guys.